What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my wildly enthusiastic co-host, Josh. What's up, Josh?
I'm feeling good today. You want to know something I like? I like chips at a casino or a poker room. The sound of it, the sound of them clasping together. Just love it.
What a great sound. Guys, also joining us today, another member of the Front Yard fam and your co-host for today, we've got Joey Wright. What's up, Joey?
Hey, I'm doing good after yesterday's win. They said I can come back and I can stay until I lose.
He won yesterday.
Yeah, Joe. What you guys don't know is Joey agreed to a new deal. His employment with Front Yard Fantasy, he can choose to come back, but it's very double or nothing each and every time. So every time he chooses to come on the show, he has to win or he gets fired. So that's where Joey's at right now. It's high stakes. Guys, also joining us today, we've got very great friend of the show and special guest. We've got Eric Moody with us. For those of you that do not know Moody, come on, what are you doing? But make sure you guys go and follow him on Twitter at Eric N. Moody. He is an analyst for ESPN covering the NFL, the NBA, and the WNBA, and one of our favorite guests to have on the show. Moody, thank you so much for coming back and playing another game with us.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy to be here. Looking forward to the game. I know that Josh has already, kind of started his campaign of victory, in this go around. So we'll see how it goes. But I guess as far as today is going, things are going pretty well. Can't complain. It is against company policy for me to do so. So I'm ready to dominate and win. Josh, I'm coming for you, man. I'm coming.
Come down, Moody.
Man,
I already manifested it. It's happening.
There's some people at ESPN I got to contact if complaining's against company policy. I can think of a couple pundits on that screen who do quite a bit of complaining up there. So I might have some emails to send, Moody. We got Craig in the chat going, good afternoon, friendos. Now I want a clean match. No punches below the belt, holding or foreign objects. Josh, you hear me, Josh?
Promises.
Come for you, Moody. Below the belt all day. Wait, I don't. Okay, go. Keep reading.
We got Mr. Scampers in here. What's up, Mr. Scampers? Hope you're having a good day as well. And Scott in the chat saying a brand new car is not what we'll be giving at the end of today's show, but we will be giving away Cole's Cash if you guys end up winning this one. Jay, what's up? Jay said his ad was Wilford Brimley for Liberty Medical. You know what? That checks out. We were on the phone with Wilford himself yesterday, so makes sense that he's on there. Dame, what's up? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Moody, you already got a cheering section in the chat pulling for you.
Moody.
Mr. Skipper said, I need to go take a loan out and buy the Gucci glasses for my ad. Oh, now we're getting the good ads if we're getting Gucci glasses, Gucci eyewear in the ads for our show.
It's right on brand with us.
Target audience has been hit. Albert, what's up? Good afternoon. And Team Moody already in the chat. And Scott said, Josh looks like he's been doing push-ups with dog tags jingling up against each other on each rep. I think that is what you're doing right before this, right?
He's getting warmed up.
That's underneath this. That's what this necklace is. It's dog tags, obviously.
We got Scott here saying, I'm a company man. Dun-na-na, dun-na-na. And Burner. Whoa! Burner, it has been a while, my man. So glad to have you back. You might have to wrestle that captain's hat away from somebody else in the chat.
Burner, I am so happy to see you.
Burner, welcome back in. Open looks like they're just crowning you captain immediately back. You're in, Burner. Welcome back. Glad to have you here. Guys, today we brought Moody here to play one of our newest games, The Fantasy Price is Right. Before we get into that, though, a couple reminders. Number one, I said it once. I'm saying it now, and I'll say it again probably 3 more times. Go follow Moody on Twitter right now. He's on Twitter at Eric N. Moody, and truly one of the best follows in this space, and not just in this space, the fantasy football space, but he covers sports betting, and he's an analyst covering multiple sports. So if you want some of that NBA, WNBA knowledge as well, make sure you guys go follow Moody over on Twitter. After you do that, if you're watching this show, that means you are already on our YouTube channel. If you are there, hit that like button on this video and make sure you subscribe to our channel at Front Yard Fantasy. It is the easiest way to show your support for what we're doing right here.
It makes us feel good.
Josh's sleeves will get smaller and smaller with every new subscriber we get until it's just spaghetti straps.
Let me go open some new accounts. My
goodness. Guys, we got Scott in the chat saying, I need to learn the burner dance. I'll put a tutorial video up sometime next week. We'll get it on our TikTok. It's pretty complicated dance, though. So don't be mad at yourself. Don't be too harsh on yourself if you can't get it right away. Guys, I say let's go ahead and get in there.
I'm ready.
I'm going to explain the rules for this game, and then we are going to get started today. This game is called The Fantasy Price is Right. It's a lot like the TV show The Price is Right, but with a fantasy and NFL twist. Each round of this game is going to open up with a bidding round. During the bidding round, our contestants will take a shot at guessing the price or the number for a statistic of the thing I put up there. It could be Cooper Kupp's receiving yards in 2021. Each of you will guess what you think that is. Whoever is the closest without going over will get to play our mini game and will receive 1 point. If everybody went over, nobody gets a point, but whoever's the closest will get to play the mini game. The mini games will all be explained right before you play them. They'll take anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. They're all pretty simple. If you get that mini game correct, if you win the mini game, you will get an additional point. Whoever played in the mini game will then move to the top of the order for the bidding round. We'll cycle through like that. We will go through 8 bidding rounds and associated mini games before we get to our final round, the Showcase Showdown, at which point I will show you guys a list of items or stats, and you will need to add together the totals of all of those items. Again, whoever's the closest without going over in that final round is going to get 6 points. Second closest is going to get 2 points. And if you are the furthest, you get nothing. This is without going over, but if everybody goes over, I'm still going to award points in the final round. It will be whoever is closest. The person with the most points at the end of the Showcase Showdown is today's Fantasy Price is Right champion. You guys ready?
Yes.
Let's do
Need to
it.
beat Mooney. Yeah.
Y'all just
Moody.
beat up on each other. I'll just go like Ric Flair and stand in the corner, let you guys take it out on each other.
As the order we're going to start our first bidding round in is Josh first, then Joey, then Moody. So Moody, you are going to start third in this order right here. And let's go ahead and pull up our first bidding round.
Okay.
Here we go. Our first bidding round. Ezekiel Elliott career rushing yards.
Ooh.
Josh, how many career rushing yards do you think Ezekiel Elliott has?
He probably has about 7,099 career rushing yards.
7,099 from Josh. Joey?
8,105.
8,105 from Joey. So Moody, to recap, the guesses so far, 7,099 and 8,105. How many career rushing yards did Ezekiel Elliott have?
For Ezekiel Elliott.
And keep in mind,
My gut is telling me to go with like around like 7,300 in his career.
Final answer?
Yes. Yeah, I'll go with
Okay.
that.
You
Go
gave
with
Josh
gut.
a little bit of room on that one. So Josh has
I appreciate it.
7,099. Joey with 8,105. Moody with 7,300. We've got some answers in the chat as well. Mr. Scamper said 6,009. Dame with 7,380. Chevin with 78.69. Burner with 84.69. And Albert with 73.75. So most of them in that range with you guys, kind of sitting around those same numbers that you guys guessed. Let's see what the actual number of career rushing yards Zeke had was. It is. That is not correct. That is an incorrect number that I put in there.
Is that supposed to be a 7 or a 2?
I think so. I am going to pull up. Excuse me. Somebody hacked my PowerPoint is what's going on.
Maybe that's like yards after contact or before, something like that.
He forgot the 1 in front of the 2.
We'll
Yeah,
play
Joey's
that.
the winner.
Let's see. 1 second, and I've got this pulled up for you guys. That is my bad.
It's probably 7,226.
Oh, I just completely forgot to erase this number. It is 7,386. That is my bad, guys. But Moody, you have gotten this one correct, and we're just going to pretend like that always said 7,386. He said 7,300.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He was dynamic early in his
Albert.
career.
Yeah.
You know, as he's kind of tapered down, but there we go. All right.
There we go. My apologies for putting that up there bad.
75.
Albert's so close on that one right there, and Moody very
Holy
close as well.
crap.
So Moody, that is going to give you 1 point.
7,280 from Dame.
This
Wait a
always
second.
said 7,386. It never said anything besides that. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So
Look at
Moody, that is going to give you 1 point for getting that one closest. We had some unbelievably close guesses in the chat. And Willis said, dang, I knew that one. That's what I
celebrate
get for
those
being
guesses.
late.
Celebrate.
Nice.
Let's go.
Nice job, guys.
All
Moody,
right,
are
all right.
you ready for your first mini game?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's see how these mini games go. I'm ready.
Okay. Your game is called Take Two.
Yes.
Okay.
You're going to be shown 4 players and a target total. The contestant wins by choosing the 2 players with the stats that match the target total when added together. So I'm basically going to give you a stat that needs to be met and then a list of 4 players. You pick the 2 of them that add together to give me that stat is what we're going to do here.
Right.
So the target total is 150 receptions. So we're looking at receptions here. The 4 players are Chris Godwin, Cordero Patterson, Laviska Shenault Jr., and Gabriel Davis. I need you to tell me which 2 of these players add up to 150 receptions.
Ooh. This is for last season, right? I'm assuming.
Last season, yes, correct. Just regular season as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with for receptions. Yeah, I'm going to go Chris Godwin and Shenault.
Final answer?
Yes. Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. We had 1 guess in the chat on this one. Willis is awesome, going with the same answer as you, Godwin and Visca. Albert going with Godwin and Davis. So let's see what the actual one is. So Chris Godwin had 98 receptions. Patterson 52, Shenault 63, Davis 35. It was Patterson. It was Patterson. So Shenault was fairly close, but it was Godwin and Patterson on that one. I'm sorry, Moody. Very
That's
close.
all right.
Mr. Scamper's got it. Came in a little late, but good job, Mr.
Well, they did
Scamper.
not. They said Davis with Patterson.
Oh, Davis. Oh,
So
wow.
it was,
I saw Godwin with all the other guesses, and I just assumed. I'm glad it wasn't Kaysen.
So what's up, Twin? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Kaysen, what's up? What's good, my friend?
Wait, you buried the lead with Twin. He said he's voting for me. I mean, like, I need someone in the chat rooting for me. You know? And a good choice because I'm winning.
You're not winning. Moody's up 1-0. And Moody, you've got the first
that's easy.
bid in this bidding round. This bidding round is points scored by the Baltimore Ravens offense in the 2021 regular season. So offensive points scored by the Ravens in 2021.
Offensive points. Ooh. So I just need to name like the point total.
Correct.
Oh gosh. Ooh, this is a tough one. Because I know they were missing. Yeah, they were missing Jackson for a portion, but they're still doing pretty well. So I just need to get close to it, right? Close to it.
The goal is the closest without going over here.
Oh, okay.
So of the 3 people.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking around. I don't think it was 400, but I think it was over 350. I'm gonna go with about 380.
380.
I'll go with 380. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Josh, what do you think here?
That's pretty much like the exact range I was thinking.
Yeah.
Darn. Yeah, I don't know how to play this going second now because
you got Sneaky Joey.
I'll take $1. $1 or
one for Josh. So we've got 1 and 380. Joey, where are you going here?
What was Moody's guess again?
380.
Okay, so my guess was going to be 357, but I'm going to play the game and I'm just going to say 300 because I think he might be a little bit over.
300.
You just cut me out of this.
I did, Josh. It's part of the game.
We've got Josh at 1, Joey at 300, and Moody at 80. Let's see. We've got some guesses in the chat. We've got 419 from Scott, 333 from Dame, 352 from Willis, 399 from Kaysen, 375 from Albert, 381 from Craig, 288 from Mr. Scampers, 380, agreeing with you there, Moody, from Burner, 368 from Chevin. And guys, the actual answer, the number of points that the Baltimore Ravens offense scored in the 2021 regular season was 387. Moody, you were right on the money. Only 7 away on that one. Nice job, which means you were going to get another point and get to play another mini game.
All right.
I wanted to go 381, but it just leaves Joey like that. I could get boxed in. I have no chance whatsoever, right?
Joey could have gone 382. Yeah, Josh, you had anything from 1 to 299 covered. If they would have only scored 1 point this season, you would have had.
I don't think any team scored that little.
Yeah.
Well, there were a few, but
there were some great guesses in the chat as well. Craig with 381, Burner with 380, and Moody, of course, getting it with 380 on that one. So, Moody, you're up 2-0, and you get to play another mini game. And this is one of my favorites. This one's called Multiplier. 3 players are going to be displayed, each with a multiplier for their stat. In order to win, the contestant must choose the player with the highest total based on their stat multiplied by the numbers shown. So, this is rushing touchdowns. I need to know which one of these numbers is the highest. Jalen Hurts rushing touchdowns times 3, DeAndre Swift rushing touchdowns times 5, or Darrell Williams rushing touchdowns times 6. Which of these numbers is the highest?
Ooh, it's the highest. Yeah, that multiplier.
Yeah, that's
That-
that's the thing.
That really makes it.
It changes things a bit, huh?
Yeah, no, it really does. So we're just going for the highest, right? For the highest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Really got me thinking here, gents. I'm just gonna go with my gut again on this. It's you know what? I keep going back to like Darrell Williams. So that's who I'm gonna go with. That's what my gut is telling me.
Okay. Darrell Williams is what Moody's going with. We had some guesses in the chat. Scott said Hertz equals 24 and then said D Will is his answer. Will is saying Swift times 5.
Yeah.
Twin saying Swift. Dame saying Darrell. Albert saying Swift. So it looks like it is split between Swift and Darrell Williams.
Two more Hertz coming in though.
We got some Hertz coming in at the
all
end
over
right
the
there.
place.
This one tricks some people. Let's see. Let's reveal this. Jalen Hurts had 10 rushing touchdowns. So times 3, that equals 30. DeAndre Swift had 5 rushing touchdowns. So that equals 25. So far Hurts is in the lead. Darrell Williams had 6 rushing touchdowns. So that brings him to 36 whenever you multiply it by 6, which means Moody, you are absolutely correct on that one. I was shocked by the 6 rushing touchdowns for Darrell Williams. That was a lot higher than I thought.
That's the thing. It's like I remember for all those weeks during last year for where I'm like he would get touchdowns, but then I know Swift had a solid year. But then I was torn between like the multiplier. I'm like times 5 or times 6. I'm like doing cowboy math in my mind here down here in Texas. So it looked like it panned out. So can't complain.
I thought I might trick you by putting Darrell Williams with a higher multiplier and also a higher touchdown total than DeAndre Swift. Usually it's like the higher multiplier, the lower, but I can't trick Moody. Moody got through it, no problem. Nice job.
All
Let's see. Mr. Scampers said, I'll take the mantle of being called out today, Casey. Yeah, we'll call out your wrong answers. Don't worry. Nice job, Moody. That's going to put you at 3 points and move us on to our third bidding round. I guess before we do that, we had some comments in the chat. Scott saying Ronald Jones season, Willis saying Rojo season. Moody, I want to come to you first. How are you feeling about? So Darrell Williams had 6 rushing touchdowns in that offense last year. How are you feeling about Ronald Jones in this offense going into next season for fantasy?
Yeah, no, I do like Ronald Jones. Yeah, I think he's in a good spot. You know, everyone knows how potent that offense, can be. And I think the touches will obviously be there. So I think he could be someone, especially like in best ball or redraft, whether you pick him up later for where he's kind of one of those players I feel like will be under the radar as the season begins, and week after week he keeps getting more touches, more opportunities, and produces for fantasy managers. So I do like Ronald Jones quite a bit at his ADP.
I tend to agree with you, Joey. So you had the pleasure of watching Ronald Jones as a Bucs fan for the past couple seasons.
My pleasure. Yeah, I did get to watch him. I think there's gonna be a competition to him and Clyde, and I think one of them's gonna win. And I do think Rojo can beat him out if Clyde has another season like he's been having lately. So this might be the shortest leash that I'm expecting to be this season. So yeah.
And if that's even a 10% possibility that Rojo could take over for Clyde as the RB1 in that offense, back to Moody's point,
because Clyde's still going
worth that draft.
I think 4th or 5th round, where Rojo's going 8, 9. So
exactly,
you take the value. You take the value with Rojo in that case. Josh, anything to add on Rojo?
Too high for both of those running backs, by the way.
That's also fair.
I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the starting running back. We were just talking about Darrell Williams. Darrell Williams is a really good pass catcher. Ronald Jones is not. So it's like, where's he fit in? He's going to have to get the large majority of carries to fit in. I guess it's a possibility, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're kind of looking at a scenario where both of those running backs, it is definitely going to be a running back by committee. And I think at the end of the day, once the dust settles, like if you look at the number of touches, it'll be fairly even, between both backs. So I think you're looking at Jones where he can easily finish as like a mid-range, like running back 3 or flex option. So I'm excited to see what happens there.
In the 8th round, that's fine to get that kind of value with the upside of if he does take over. There's some additional upside there. Guys, we're going to move on to our next bidding round. Josh is out on the value of Rojo, says I'm not drafting him anymore. But
you're getting like AJ Dillon right in the 8th round. Maybe that's too high, too low. I mean, Tony Pollard's definitely going to be there in the 8th round. I don't know. I digress. Is this St.
Moody.
Brown? The St. Brown count here?
Let me double check on that, but that is a great question, Josh. I believe he does count in this math, but I will confirm that right before I tell you. If you just give me 1 second.
Both St. Browns. That's what we're wondering.
Yeah,
all three.
Yep.
There's three?
St. Brown does count in this math. So St. Brown does count.
Okay.
So if you have anybody with the last name St. Brown, Brown is going to count for this. It was included in the calculation. So Moody, including St. Brown's, how many total receiving yards were made by players with the last name Brown during the 2021 regular season?
You guys are bringing some tough ones out here. I got to admit, it's okay. Well, I know the three Browns that are immediately popping into my brain. Oh man, I'm just going to go with about 2,900.
2,900 from Moody.
For all the Browns.
Also, and Josh, thanks for asking about St. Brown because that is a big deal. Willis in here saying St. Brown counting is a big deal. Absolutely. And Kaysen said, does Antonio Brown count? Is his last name Brown? And did he catch passes in the NFL last year? Then yes.
Let's not talk about that in the middle, but 3,300. Like, yeah, I want to give us an advantage here.
3,300. And then Joey, we've got 20. Did you say 2,900, Moody?
Yeah, I said 29. Yeah, 2,900.
Okay. And then Joey, we've got 2,900, 3,300.
I mean, I'm gonna go 3,100. Let's just all get some stake in this game here.
Okay, so we've got 2,900, 3,100, and 3,300.
Pretty good about that.
We had some guesses in the chat. We had 2,650, 3,500, 2,569, 3,444, 3,652 from Craig, 2,896 from Kaysen, 3,069 from Burner, 3,275 from Albert, 4,004. Also, Kaysen, sorry, I was just giving you a hard time. 100%, that was a fair question, like the St. Brown question was. The total number of receiving yards in the 2021 regular season by all players with the last name Brown was 3,991. 3,991. There were 10 different players with the last name Brown or St. Brown that had receiving yards last year. There was another one that had 3 targets. John Brown had 3 targets, but didn't catch a single one of them. So there were 11 Browns that had targets last year, but 10 that got it. So the closest on that one is going to be Josh, meaning Josh, you will get to play in this.
All right,
game.
Closest in the chat with 3,652. Good job.
Nice
job.
Mr.
Sampers was uber close, but over.
I was surprised, like at the 10 players, like from the get go. I was sitting there thinking, obviously, Hollywood Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking like AJ Brown. Those are like the main 3 I was thinking about. But my mind went blank thinking about other players that had the last name Brown.
We can run through them. There's Antonio Brown.
well
Noah Brown.
Hollywood Brown had 1,000. Amon-Ra had 1,000. AJ Brown had close to 1,000. Antonio Brown plus that,
Yeah.
There you go. Then the other ones were all scraps adding up in there. Noah Brown had 184. Pharaoh Brown, Diami Brown, Equinemius St. Brown, Daniel Brown, tight end for the New York Jets, Malcolm Brown, and that was all of them. John Brown had 0 receiving yards, but there were a lot of people with that last name right there.
That was fun.
So Josh, are you ready for your
I'm ready.
game?
Let's go.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get you your point, and then we will play our mini game. So, Josh, you've got 1. Moody's got 3. Joey, you're sitting at 0, but it is still anybody's game. Okay, Josh, this is high-low. The contestant has shown 6 players and must choose the 3 with the most yards or other stat to win. This is not going to be yards in this one. This is going to be targets. I need you to give me the 3 players on this list with the most targets out of Tyler Lockett, Hunter Henry, Tyler Boyd, Marvin Jones Jr., DK Metcalf, and Brandon Ayuk. I need the 3 players with the most targets.
Let me get out of the chat because it might take me a second. So, like, Hunter Henry, I feel like I can cancel him out of there. I don't think he had a ton of targets. He made his living on touchdowns. Tyler Boyd, known as a target guy, but didn't get a ton last season. But, man, he could have beaten out. For some reason, Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, I just feel like, are going to be in the top 3. Marvin Jones, he was the number 1 wide receiver for that team. Probably did end up getting, man. So I'll go Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, and Marvin Jones.
Final answer.
Brandon Ayuk is getting.
Jones and Ayuk
I'm
will
gonna stay
rose.
there.
Josh locking it in. We've got some answers in the chat. First of all, there's saying John Brown catching strays. I love me some John Brown. It would be great to see him have a
I used to
comeback.
love John Brown.
In the smoky days. But Willis in here saying Metcalf, Lockett, Marvin Jones agreeing with you. We've got Lockett, Boyd, DK. We've got Lockett, Ayuk, DK. We've got Metcalf, Lockett, Boyd, Lockett, DK agreeing with you on that one. Lockett, Boyd, Metcalf. A lot of Lockett, DK, and Metcalf, and Lockett, Metcalf, Ayuk. Looks like people aren't agreeing on the last one. But Josh, let's see. DK Metcalf was first with 129. Marvin Jones second with
I feel good for you, Josh.
20 targets. So it comes down to this. And Tyler Lockett is third with 107. Tyler Boyd at 94. Brandon Ayuk at 84. And Hunter Henry at 75. So nice job on that one, Josh. That one was a little bit tricky.
Yeah, it was. Ayuk and Jones. That's what I was.
Yeah. And Tyler Boyd was a tricky one there, just known as a target slot guy, but
that's why I put him in there. And Willis celebrating in the chat, getting that one.
Willis.
Nice job, Willis. Guys, before we move on to our next one, we did have a question from JR. Said, hello, fella, Stephon Diggs or 2023 first and second.
What's the lead? Is it Superflex? That matters.
I'm probably going Diggs.
Are you rebuilding?
2023 is what this says.
I need more context.
In a vacuum, I'll go Diggs, is where I'm going. Moody, what about you?
Yeah, no, I would agree. You got to go with Stephon Diggs. You look at his statistical body of work, what he's been able to accomplish, especially with Josh Allen, catching passes from him. And I just think sometimes in Dynasty, we get so enamored by future picks. And if you've got like a proven, asset that's there, I just rather take the receiver in that scenario.
Yep. I'm with you on that one. And JR saying super flex. Josh, does that change it for you? What are you doing on this one?
I mean, Stephon Diggs is 28 years old. I have him as my number 3 wide receiver going next season. I think he's going to have a really good year. But like once wide receivers hit 30 years old, you cannot trade them in Dynasty. You basically are stuck with them. So if you're rebuilding, what is the 30-year-old Stephon Diggs going to be doing for your team when it comes down to it? Like, rebuilds matter because Stephon Diggs is going to score a lot of points for you next season. He's going to score a lot. And if you're not going to win the championship, what good is that doing you? It's getting you a worse draft pick when it comes down to it. You want that early draft picks when you're rebuilding. So if you're rebuilding, I'm going to take the draft picks.
Would a different player instead of a second, like let's say, what's that second tier of like, where's Rashad? Like, would a first plus Rashad Bateman do this for you, Josh? Would you take the first plus?
Yeah,
Moody.
I'd
first
rather
plus
have
Rashad Bateman
over a second for sure.
Yeah, and this is it's super flex, right? From what you guys were saying. Yeah, I would be open, kind of open to that. My instincts are still saying to go with Diggs. I'm like, he's 28. I think his birthday is like he's like a November, December guy. I think with his birthday, so you're still looking at he's still in his prime. We all know receivers in Dynasty, can perform well into their 30s. It's just maybe one of those things for where you're looking just to kind of hold him until the wheels fall off if you're not rebuilding. But I would still stick with Diggs, actually. Yeah.
I thought that was interesting to get another receiver in there. Mark in the chat suggesting that definitely changes things a little bit. Guys, let's go ahead and move on. Spinning around is Mike Evans' career receiving touchdowns. Josh, you've got the first guess on this one. What are you going with?
Hold on, I got to figure out how many years he played.
Yeah, he's been in the league a lot longer than people think. So,
yeah,
I remember the night he was drafted. It was one of my favorite nights as a Buccaneer fan because I thought they were going to take Manziel and they took Mike Evans instead.
Oh
I
yeah,
celebrated.
Thanks for leaving Manziel for the Browns to draft. We had very different experiences on that draft night.
I'll say 72.
72 from Josh. Moody, what about you? Josh guessed 72. How many career receiving touchdowns do you think Mike Evans has?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Mike Evans' career, so I am actually going to go a little bit higher than Josh and go at 75 because
75.
Very familiar with his career, so I'm very confident here.
Okay, Joey, we've got a 72, a very confident 75. What are you going with?
I don't want to be a jerk to the guest.
You got 0 points, Joey.
I'm not going to say
the guest
70.
is beating
you. Got 0 points, Joey.
No, I know, but I'm not going to say
you're getting your
76.
ass whooped.
I'm not. Well, I'm going to say 80 because I'm going to give him a little room.
If it's 76, Joey, then you earned this loss.
I know, but then I would have been nice to the guests. You know.
So. We have some guesses in the chat for this one. Willis guessing 93, Mr. Scampers 94, Mark 59, Scott 96, Kaysen in line with Moody with 75, Dame with 88, Burner with 101, Albert with 77, and the actual number of receiving touchdowns Mike Evans has had in his career is exactly 75.
Doesn't matter.
Moody, you were confident for a reason.
He said he was very familiar with it.
Yeah, a lot of articles and blurbs on Mike Evans, touchdowns and his year over year receiving yards. So yeah, I felt really good about that one. So
a man.
I don't know about the next round. We'll see. So.
Well, we're going to move on to our mini game, Moody. This is the round 4 mini game. It is called Mix and Match. How this game is going to work is you are going to be shown 3 players and 3 stats. You will win if you match all of the stats with the correct player. So you must match all 3 correctly. It's like a matching test that you would have in like high school or something. Your 3 players are David Montgomery, Antonio Gibson, and Tony Pollard. Your stats are 1,037 rushing yards, 849 rushing yards, and 719 rushing yards. Can you match these 3 players up with their stats, Moody?
Oh, this mix and match is difficult here.
Yeah, these are a little close. This one was a little tough.
Yeah, no, this is very very tough. So I would go with I guess with David Montgomery, 849. Antonio Gibson, 1037. Tony Pollard, 719.
Final answer?
Yes. Yeah, that's my final answer.
Wait, some answers in the Mr. Scamper's in here saying they're in order, believes that is the correct order up there. Mark said exactly what you said right there. Albert said the same thing as you on that one, and it looks like Scott said the same thing as well. We had some other answers in there. Well, David Montgomery had 849 rushing yards. That was absolutely correct, Moody. Antonio Gibson had 1,037, and Pollard had 719, which means you are 100% right, Moody. The Gibson having over 1,000 rushing yards was surprising to me. Every time I see that number, it shocks me. Moody, what do you think about Gibson going into this upcoming season? Does he have 1,000-yard season ahead of him again in this offense, you think?
Yeah, no, I believe that he can hit that number again. I know a lot of people are down and it's like, busted their balloon whenever they did bring back JD McKissick, but I still think Gibson can be really productive in that offense. And again, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Washington fans, even with having Carson Wentz under center, that this offense can still be functional. But no, I like Gibson quite a bit. And I think Montgomery too is another underappreciated player in fantasy circles, just because a lot of people always kind of point out like the efficiency metrics. It's like, well, he's not that efficient. Well, it is what it is, behind that Bears subpar offensive line. But in my opinion, the opportunity share will be there, and that's ultimately what's important. So, and again, I think we all feel the same way about Tony Pollard not getting fully like unleashed with Ezekiel Elliott's contract. But no, that's a good group of running backs there.
Absolutely. Josh, do you have any optimism for Gibson this year? Where is he landing for you coming into the season?
Honestly, the pessimism is growing. I was optimistic months ago. Like Moody said, JD McKissick's back, and they drafted a running back pretty early, Brian Robinson, who was a good running back, a really good running back, who I think is going to take some carries away. So I'm pretty pessimistic about him getting 1,000 rushing yards. Maybe he can, still be even more involved in the receiving game, even though JD McKissick's there, or just as involved at least. I'm not saying a lot less production. Maybe he's more efficient, because remember last year he had that leg concern, I think the shin, broken shin that he was dealing with. So maybe he's more efficient, with a
let's play a little bit of a name game with Gibson, because this is one of the running backs that I know I've had the hardest time ranking. Gibson, or this is redraft, just for redraft. Gibson or Breece Hall? Who do you want for next season?
Breece Hall.
Breece Hall. Joey, what about you?
I probably want Gibson.
It's close, right?
Yeah.
It's tricky. Moody, what about you? Gibson or Breece Hall?
Yeah, I'm still going with Gibson. We've got he's got a proven body of work that's out there. I think he's still in a position to get, from a touches standpoint, he's still in a position to get between 270, 280 touches. And I think he'll kind of settle out as like a mid-range, like RB2. And so again, I'd rather have Gibson than Hall right now.
There we go. Let's throw another name out there. What about Elijah Mitchell, Moody, Elijah Mitchell, or Antonio Gibson for next season?
I actually have Brees Hall ranked one spot below Antonio Gibson. I mean, Antonio Gibson at 21 and Brees Hall at 22.
Yeah, I'm thinking between, if you're looking at Mitchell and like Gibson, I don't know. My gut is still saying to go with Gibson, even though both of them, I kind of view them similarly, from a projection lens or rankings lens. But I would still rather have Gibson. You just have a lot of uncertainty with the 49ers backfield. But yeah, Gibson for me.
Joey, Gibson or Elijah Mitchell?
Moody hit it at the end there. The 49ers backfield, like just that question mark every year. You never, Sermon could end up being the running back one for the 49ers this year. It's just, you never know. So I'll take what I know in Gibson, even though McKissick's there. And if Gibson can catch really bad shovel passes, he's going to be great in this offense with Carson Wentz. So,
oh God, I hate shovel
Very
passes.
good.
I hate shovel. I like the 2 seconds where the ball is in the air. It's like the most stressful 2 seconds of my existence with every shovel pass. Guys, let's go and move on to our next bidding round. The next bidding round is the total number of episodes of the anime One Piece, and that is as of today. So as of today, how many total episodes of the anime One Piece are there in circulation?
Wow.
Moody, you got the last one spot on, which means you're going to be going first in this bidding round. So how many episodes of the anime One Piece are there?
I'm laughing because I was like, I have no idea what the anime One Piece is. And I'm like, logo's not ringing a bell. I'm just like, wow. You're going to make me feel like a boomer or something here with not knowing what this is. Wait, I guess the real question is, should I know what this is?
It's an anime.
You watch
it is
anime?
It is a popular anime.
Okay. All right. So total number of episodes. I'm going to go with 133.
133 from Moody. Josh, you are up next. How many episodes of One Piece do you think there are?
936.
936 from Josh or Joey. So far, the guesses are 133 and 936. How many episodes of One Piece do you think there are?
Well, like Moody knows Mike Evans, I know One Piece. I am extremely confident in my answer. My answer is 84.
84 from Joey. We have some guesses.
Unless I overshot it, I'm very confident it's at least 900. I'll just say that. I'm watching One Piece right now.
Oh, are you? I didn't know you were watching One Piece.
Yeah,
Twins at 952. Mark,
I was trying to hold in my excitement.
Oh, 681.
Dame saying 666. Twin said it's so many.
I think it
Willis
might be like
guessing 1,000.
I think it might be.
Burner guessing 1,001. Albert with 625. Case with 1,025. J-Wall with 176. Twin 921. We've got 987 from 10, 646 from Come Here Now Beach 89. And Scott said 777. The
only
actual
84
number
matter.
Only 84 matter. Joey's saying there's 84 canon. The rest is all filler.
Yes.
The actual number of episodes is 1,019 episodes of One Piece currently. So if you're looking to get into an anime that you might never finish, One Piece is probably the one for you. It'll take you a couple years. And it's still coming out. So that number is going to continue to grow. But Josh, that means you are going to be the closest on this one with your guess of 936. And Mr. Scampers with 1,111 was the closest without going over in the chat. Nice job, Mr. Scampers.
I started watching it and I looked up how many, and I almost stopped watching it when I realized how many episodes there were. I'm never going to finish this, but there's not actually never mind. I won't get into it. I prefer dubbed anime.
Why don't
not that many episodes dubbed?
Why don't they change it to 1,119 piece? And every time there's a new episode, like UFC, like they just change it.
I love it
every single time.
One Piece 1,000. That sounds
okay.
Badass, actually.
Josh, are you ready for your mini game?
Yes, let's go.
Your mini game is going to be Stat Splurge. Also, J-Wall, are you kidding? Oh, wait, 1,111. I thought it said 1,011. I was so confused. I'm wrong.
You were just like,
J-Wall. J-Wall, you idiot. 1,111 is less than 1,019.
So whoever said 1,001, 1,025? Oh, Casey was so close. Okay.
It's Burner. Burner was the closest with 1,001. That is my bad on that one. Josh, your mini game is called Stat Splurge. You are going to be shown 4 players and a stat. To win, the contestant must choose 3 players, one at a time, whose stat exceeds the stat shown.
Okay.
So only one of these players is not going to exceed the stat shown, and I'm going to need you to tell me one by one who the 3 players that do exceed the stat are. Okay. 5 receiving touchdowns. Your players are KJ Osborne, Jalen Waddle, Darnell Mooney, and Amari Cooper. So, Josh, who is the first player from this list that has at least 5 receiving touchdowns? I'm just going to tell you one by one if you're correct.
Shoot. KJ Osborne had 5.
KJ Osborne did have more than 5 receiving touchdowns. Josh, that is correct. KJ Osborne actually had 7 receiving touchdowns. Who's next, Josh?
Amari Cooper had 5.
Amari Cooper did have more than 5, Josh. Amari Cooper had 8 receiving touchdowns. So it comes down to Jalen Waddle versus Darnell Mooney. Which of these players is the last one that had 5 or more receiving touchdowns? Was it Waddle or was it Mooney?
I told you guys pre-show I was doing some projections for teams, and the Bears were one of those teams. And I'm almost positive Darnell Mooney had 4 last year, but I'm like, was it 5? Was it exactly 5? Waddle would have to be pretty low. I think that Waddle had 5 receiving touchdowns.
Is that your final answer? Is that what you're going with, Josh?
Yes.
Okay, let's reveal it. Jalen Waddle had 6. Darnell Mooney had 4. You got it exactly right, Josh. Bringing your total up to 4 points, 1 behind Moody now.
Let's go.
It's 4-5. And Joey's just playing the fourth quarter. It's all about the comeback.
I just want to be on camera. That's all I want.
and still, if you come in first place in the last thing, you'll have the most points. Well, yeah.
Listen, it's all about the journey.
Yeah.
The chat was on top of this one. Willis Osborne had 7. I think it's Mooney. Mr. Scamper said Mooney had 4. Scott Mooney had 4. Case and Mooney had 4. And Dame said Def saw more than 4 Waddles during the season. Yeah, absolutely. 4. And Mooney had 4. Nice job. And Willis said Joey about to pull a Blake Bortles. Absolutely. Whatever that means. I know Joey's going to pull a Blake Bortles.
I am going to Colorado. Is that what he's referring to?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Guys, we are going to move on to our next bidding round. Josh, you are up first in this one. It is Stephon Diggs 2021 PPR fantasy points. How many PPR fantasy points did Stephon Diggs have last season?
218.
218 from Joshua Moody. What do you think here? How many fantasy points PPR did Stephon Diggs have?
You got some tough ones here. I am going to go with 290.
290 from Moody and Joey. We've got 290, 218, and where are you guessing?
219.
So
219, one above Josh.
18? Okay, I thought I said 19 for a second. Okay, cool.
219, and Burner was on the same track as you, Joey, coming in here saying one over Josh with 219.
No, that's the way to play it, Joey. Like, especially if you don't,
if you don't have a point,
you have to. Like, it's like if you had 1 point, I might go like 220.
Josh,
you know,
my arms are big. Yeah,
okay. It's like we are talking about Stephon Diggs and not like Stephon Diggs, not like we're doing Family Matters here. Stephon Raquel, this is Stephon Diggs. I'm just saying.
That would be a good one if I just try to sneak some other names in there right there. We got some guesses in the chat. Come here now with 255. Willis with 246. Mr. Scampers with 232. Scott with 250. We got another 232 from 234. Mark saying 276. Albert saying 192. Burner with 219. Dame with 235. Kaysen with 289. And let's see. The actual number of PPR fantasy points Stephon Diggs had in 2021 was 285.5, which means that Joey is actually going to be playing. Moody was by far the closest, but went over by 4.5 points, which means that Joey, you are playing our mini game.
I'm sorry.
Nice job, Joey.
Hey, I'm here.
Good
Joey
job,
apologizes for winning.
The fourth quarter begins.
All right, here's my comeback. Here's where it starts.
Joey, it's going to get you on the board. There are no more dashes on the board. It's all points now. And we are ready for your first mini game. Round 6, easy as 1, 2, 3.
Ugh.
The contestant must rank 3 players' fantasy points from largest to smallest.
Okay.
The contestant wins by correctly ranking all 3 players.
Okay.
So easy enough. I'm going to give you 3 players. You rank them in order of PPR fantasy points from largest to smallest.
If you give me kickers, I'm rage quitting. Okay, let's see here.
We've got Zach Ertz, Alan Lazard, and Dalton Schultz. Put these players in order of PPR fantasy points.
So Dalton Schultz was the tight end 3 last year, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to put him 1. Lazard had like 8 touchdowns, which is strange, but Ertz had a really good second half once he got in Arizona. It's Ertz and Lazard. I'm messing up on.
That's what I'm between, Joey. Like,
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz is number 1.
Yeah,
So
Schultz is
I
1.
don't think I'm giving anything away.
Ertz is 2. Lazard is 3.
Final answer?
Yeah, I don't feel
Joey,
confident in it though.
The chat agrees with you. I think everyone says Schultz, Ertz, Lazard, Schultz, Ertz, Lazard, Schultz, Ertz, Lazard. That is a tongue twister.
It's touchdowns for Lazard though.
Actually, I don't know.
And Mr. Scamper said Schultz, Lazard, Ertz.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm torn.
Zach Ertz had 180.7. Alan Lazard had
okay.
143.5.
You're good.
So all that has to happen is Dalton Schultz has to be above 180.7, and he is 208.8. You got it absolutely correct, Joey. Nice job. Going to bring you to 2 points, making the score.
That wasn't a 6-point question. It wasn't.
4 to 2. You get 5 moral points, 1 real point for getting that one correct.
You get those 2 points right there, I think.
Nice job, Joey.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Josh.
You have a chance to win.
We're going to move on to our next bidding round. Joey, you are going first here. And this is Andy Dalton career passing yards. And I gave you his year numbers from 2011 to 2021. How many career passing yards does Andy Dalton have, Joey? Moody's cracking up down there. Moody, I got to make some of these a little crazy so that we don't get otherwise you'd be in here getting them exactly right like the Mike Evans every single time.
Wait, just give me 1 second. I don't have a calculator with me. Okay, so 10-year career. I say 34,900. So 34,900 is what you're going with? Yeah.
Okay, Josh, what about you? What do you think here?
I'll go with 21,999.
21,999. Moody, what do you think?
It's like I just can't believe I'm one here answering a question about Andy Red Rifle Dalton. So it's just that's what I was chuckling about. But I know he's been in the league for a while and he was very, very successful early in his career. So I'm actually going to go a little bit higher here. So 35,000. I'm going to add like 100 to it. So 35,100.
Okay, so we got Joey at 34,900, Josh at 21,999, and Moody at 35,100. There were some guesses in the chat as well. Mark with 24,000, about 22,800 from Come Here Now.
Big range.
We had 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 from Willis, 29,303. Burner thinks it's down there at 27. Kaysen with 3,600. Mr. Scambers with 33,333. Albert with 26,750. Scott with 29,000. And JR letting you know that's 11 years, Josh. I think you meant Joe. Who guessed first on that one? Joey. I guess one of those years counts.
I was calculating it as 10 years as well. So,
it's been around a while.
Also, Kaysen letting us know I meant 36,000. Well, the actual number of passing yards that Andy Dalton has in his career is 35,279, which means Moody edged out Joey, only 179 away from Moody, which is wildly impressive.
Nice guess.
Given that number,
I at least feel good about my answer, though.
It's crazy.
Very good about it.
Now, I will give you some context too. It's like the only reason I was thinking 35,000 because I remember writing about Andy Dalton, like in previous seasons, like as a streamer, and I was looking at his career passing yards per game, and I was just like, God, this guy's been around for a while. He was actually really good early in his career, given relative to his ADP, so yeah.
Absolutely. Willis,
me and my friend,
very close,
local to me, we call it the Andy Dalton line. That's how we determine if you're an average quarterback or not. If you're above it, you're above average. If you're below it, you're below average. He's just the epitome of average to me, which is good. Like for the NFL, like if you're an average NFL quarterback, you're putting up some stats.
J-Roll, and you say Moody is a cheat code. Indeed, Moody is a cheat code. This is his game. You are killing it. But there's still room for your competitors to come back, Moody.
Right.
You do not have a runaway victory yet. So you are going to play the round 7 mini game, though. Magic number. The contestant has shown 2 players. You are going to win by choosing a number anywhere between the 2 players' stats. So I'll give you 2 players, the stat we're talking about. You just give me a number that lies in between that stat for those 2 players.
Okay.
Rushing attempts is your stat, and the 2 players are Rex Burkhead and Chuba Hubbard. So I need a number of rushing attempts that falls between those 2 players. Yeah, this one's a little bit harder.
Yeah, that one is. So Hubbard and Rex Burkhead.
You know what I would say, I think.
Gosh, I don't know where to go with this, guys. So a number in between.
Yes. So whatever you think the rushing attempts are, there's going to be a gap between them of some size. You just need to give me a number that is in that gap, and it is inclusive. If you give me the exact number for one of them, I will count that as included in that range.
Okay. 260. I'll go with 260.
260 from Moody. We had some guesses in the chat. 140 from Scott. 222, 88, 128, 89. 69, 96, 122, and 99. Guess is a little all over the place.
Last number in between. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, last season. This is last season. Well, Rex Burkhead had 122 rushing attempts, and Chuba Hubbard had 172. So I was looking for a number in that 50 number range, Moody. Unfortunately, your number was outside of that, but there were a couple people in the chat that got this one. Mark got it. And Mr. Scampers with 122, right on that.
I would have been
line
under, actually. I would have said like 109.
Yeah, I thought that. God, it's funny looking at Rex Burkhead, just kind of in the mix of things. I was thinking he had more rushing attempts.
Where else did all those rushing attempts in Houston go? Right?
Yeah.
Like if he only had 122, where did they go?
Mark Ingram before he got traded. David Johnson.
That's a good point. Yeah, so I was off on that one. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a really good question.
That one was tricky for sure. But Moody, that's going to give you 1 point, and we're moving on to our last bidding round before the showcase showdown. This is from NFLshop.com. It is a Pittsburgh Steelers Swarovski crystal large football helmet that you can purchase on the NFL Shop website.
What is this?
Moody, what I need to know is how much does this large Swarovski crystal Steelers football helmet cost?
Wow. Okay.
I did round up to the nearest dollar just so you guys know.
You know, I'll try to act like I've what, is this a full size or a mini size helmet?
I've been meaning to get one of these.
It says large.
Wow. Okay. So I know with seems very expensive. So we'll say here. So I just need to get a number close to this. All right.
Yep.
Without going over.
You know what? I'm going to go big or go home here. I'm going to go with 9,500.
9,500 from Moody. Joey.
Guesses I have.
So there is a Darth Vader Swarovski crystal at Disney Springs, and that's $10,000. Now, is Star Wars licensing more than NFL licensing? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I am going to say that football helmet cost $15,000.
$15,000 from Joey. So far the guesses are 9,500 and 15,000. Josh, what do you think?
I'll just go with one. I'll take the under of all this.
Josh taking the under on all of it. We have some guesses in the chat. Scott says they need to pay me about $42 to take this. J-Wall 2,500. Yes. Mark 69. Burner 2,501. Willis at 9,500. Sheesh. Albert said 2,000. Mr. Scampers with 7K. Willis saying 15K. Just shocked. 7K. Let's see. The actual price of this is $10,000. Joey, you were right there with your logic, saying that the Darth Vader one was 10,000. But Moody, you were only 500 away, which means you are going to play this, and it is actually $9,999.99 is how much this costs on the NFL website. People are going crazy for you, Moody. Moody is unreal.
Right. I'll give a little context like on this one too. If people are wondering like, what was this like mad scientist brain? I was just thinking like, was it Swarovski or however you pronounce it? Yeah, I was just thinking. I know they make really like expensive things, And so I was thinking, all right, something like this is definitely going to be around like 10 grand. But I was thinking like Joey of saying, if it's something like this that's NFL with the licensing, that's going to add money to it. I actually thought I was going to be over on that one, but that was my rationale.
I guess
so
like
$5,000.
I knew it was going to be pricey, but
the Darth Vader is not big either. So that's why I was like, football helmet's a lot bigger than that. And they're the same price. Wow. It's probably Disney price. I didn't think about 100%. Disney pricing.
It's Disney pricing. That was probably the secret there, Joey. But whenever you said 10,000 out loud, my heart skipped a beat for a second. I was like, oh, he's going to just go with it. He's going to get it exactly right. But Moody, you're going to be playing this mini game. Your round 8 mini game is called Pick a Number. You're going to be shown a player's yardage total with 1 digit missing. You will win by correctly selecting the missing digit from 3 possible choices. So what I need from you is Devonta Smith receiving yards. Was it 716, 816, or 916? This is in 2021. How many receiving yards did Devonta Smith have?
Ooh. God, again, these are good questions. My gut's saying 816. So
Final answer.
Let's see, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, I'll just go with it. Yeah, we'll just go with it. Yeah, I'll go with it. 816.
816 is your answer. Well, let's see the correct answer. The correct answer is 916. Devonta Smith had 916 receiving yards in that Eagles rush heavy offense last year. Again, another surprising one that he got 916 receiving yards. It didn't feel like that for sure. And the chat was in full agreement with you, Moody. Every single person.
I mean, after you guessed the price of that helmet so close, of course they heard 816. You said it. Like, that's what they're going with here.
Yeah, no, that I will say that one is very, very, very surprising on that, because I'm thinking back, because he barely had 100 targets.
He had 104 targets, 64 receptions, and 916 receiving yards.
Can't knock it. But yeah, that was my kind of thought process. I was thinking I'll go in the middle.
There's a couple of these guys where you just get shocked by their number of targets in relation to their receiving yards. Gabriel Davis is another one that's shocking. He only had 35 targets or something silly like that. And then Deebo Samuel's another big yard after the catch guy. It could have been 35 catches, Josh. Okay, guys, we're going to move on to our showcase showdown. This is the final round. Moody, Josh, Joey, do you guys have pen and paper ready?
Can I use my phone and draw?
You can use your phone. Absolutely. You can use your phone.
I've got something. Let me grab it.
So I'm going to pull this up. How this is going to work is you'll be asked to guess what the grand total of several items will be without going over. Closest 6 points, second closest 3 points.
Oh, so I can win this. If Moody misses it and Josh gets second.
You can still win, technically. Yes, Joey, you can still win. Here is your showcase showdown. I need you to add all of these together. Aaron Rodgers, 2021 passing yards. James Robinson, 2021 rushing yards. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 2021 passing attempts. And Frank Gore, career rushing attempts.
Okay.
I need you to add all of these numbers together for me.
Okay.
And Mark said, is it safe to say Moody's buying that Steelers helmet if it's on sale for 5%? Yeah, I'm sure. Moody just messaged me saying, don't buy that. There's only one left. It's mine. So guys, if you purchase that, you're going to just get on the wrong side of Moody. Let's see. And Come Here Now was the only one. 916 came in a little late, but I think they still got it. There's a little bit of a delay over there on Twitch.
I'm still writing all this stuff out.
Willis in here pulling for you, Joey. Said, let's go, Joey. Get this W. We got Emma in here saying Frank Gore will never die. No, Frank Gore is eternal, 100%. And Burner said, Joey, if you win, I'll sing karaoke with you at the expo. So you've got a duet with your name on it, Joey, if you win this round. That's the wrong game show, but I'll sing it anyways. Let's sing all the songs for the different game shows while we're waiting. Do you guys remember whenever we used to do movie reviews during these awkward silences? Josh, do you remember that?
I do, we would do, but you never talked to me before we started doing it. You were just like, Josh, tell me about this. I was like,
yeah, it would be a movie that I knew you had never seen, and I would ask you for a 30 to 60 second movie review on a movie you'd
we never even talked about the concept. I think you and Jill talked about it, and I was like, a couple of times you threw them at me. I was like, what are we doing here? I saw you guys doing it a couple of times, but I was still thrown off. I was like, wait, so we got to talk about this once.
So Gore
my number.
Yeah, Gore career rushing attempts is what we got here. I saw Willis in the chat saying, "Oh no, it's Gore career." Yeah, not Gore, just a single year. It is his career rushing attempts.
The one that's really throwing me off is like with James Robinson.
That one is that one was put in there on purpose. There's some, you may have noticed I like to put a lot of these tricky ones in the show throughout the day today.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this number.
And Twin said review the B movie, Simon. I need more than 30 seconds to review that masterpiece. I need a full 15 minutes to dive into the B movie.
I just want that is best.
I want everyone to know I wrote my answer on a photo of Tom Cruise and Kelly McGillis in the sexy scene from the first Top Gun. That's what I wrote my answer over.
Good. Well, you might.
That was the darkest picture I had in my photo album.
Perfect. Josh, you got your number?
Oh shoot! I'm just realized my Frank Gore is way off. I have to add a 0 to my Frank Gore number.
Moody, what about you? How are you doing up there?
No, I'm good. I'm writing it out, so I'm good. So everything is added together, right?
Okay. Josh, you got yours?
Yeah.
Make sure you can read my writing.
Okay, I'm good, I think.
Okay, we are going to go in order. Joey, I'm going to have you reveal yours first. What is your guess? Does that say 7,200?
Yeah.
Joey's guess of 7,200. Josh, will have you go next. What is your guess? 8,100 for Josh. And Moody, what is your guess?
I feel like an outlier here. We'll see if it pans out. But here we go. Can you read that?
21,200 from Moody. We had some answers in the chat as well, all over the place. 5,555, and then J-Wall up there at 11,500. I'm trying to find the highest one. 11,600 from Dame. Okay, guys, we're going to reveal these one by one. Aaron Rodgers' career pass or 2021 passing yards is 4,115. James Robinson, 767 rush yards. 731 pass attempts for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then Frank Gore career rushing attempts was 3,735. Making the correct answer, 9,348.
Let's go!
Josh,
you know what? I was thinking rushing yards.
I didn't. Joey was the second closest.
Oh, I should read the question.
That'll do it if I was rushing.
That literally would have done it.
That's what I kept thinking. Oh well.
I had 350 written down at first for Frank Gore's rushing attempts.
Yeah.
And I should have gone with that.
Rushing yards.
Josh. That is going to make our final score. Josh 10, Moody 7,
You're winning
Joey
the entire game, Moody.
5. Moody had a lead the whole way, and then Josh came out of nowhere at the end and took the victory. But Moody, thank you so much for taking the time to come on and educate us on some of the stuff that you were just the doctor at. You knew these numbers. Appreciate you taking the time, my man.
No, not a problem at all. Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, rushing numbers. I got so wrapped up in the James Robinson and the other stuff, I just kind of wrote that down and went with it. So that was definitely on me. But no, hey, congrats, Josh, on bringing it down. So hey, it's always a pleasure to come on here. This always gets me fired up. This is like a highlight of the day.
You have no
catching up with you guys, kind of going through these questions, all this kind of stuff. Even with Josh's, smack talk, on social media, live on the stream. So I look forward to the next one. I would just encourage everyone out there to just check out all my content over at ESPN, WNBA, NBA, and of course, NFL, do fantasy sports for all 3 sports and sports betting. So I got a lot that I'm doing over there.
And we can vouch for Moody, truly one of the best follows in this space if you're not already following him. So make sure you go over there, follow him at Eric N. Moody, and check out all of the content that he is creating across multiple sports. Guys, that is going to be it for us this afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time for some more fantasy football game show fun. Joey, you did really great. I just want to let you know, from 0 to 5, what a great finish you had. Josh, nice W. And Moody, it's all about that redemption. You're going to get the W next time you come on. Adios, everybody.
Trading makes fantasy fun.
Oh my God, he almost hurt.